so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Arsenal 2, Athletic Club Bilbao 0, and a super sub masterclass from Mikel Arteta using that strength in depth again. Trossard and Martinelli from the bench, a matter of minutes to take the game away from Bilbao to give Arsenal their first victory of the Champions League campaign, a clean sheet away from home in Spain. I think Arsenal made a history tonight. First, is it like 6 wins on the bounce against Spanish teams? First time in British history, something along the line. Someone will get me that stat in a moment's time. But look, hit the like button, please. Make sure you're subscribing. Get that bell notifications turned on as well. A fantastic away victory. It's a fantastic away victory. There's no doubt about it. And Arsenal demonstrating their strength in depth. Arsenal demonstrating their ability and their maturity in these difficult games. Going away to Spain in the Champions League is hard at any level, at any time. Yes, Man United won their 3-0. That being said, if you watch the game back, we were being battered for the opening 15, 20 minutes. Our goal came against the run of play. Then they had a man sent off. Very different scenario and situation. Would this be a different game at the Emirates? Yes, I do. But it was a very hard, difficult first half for Arsenal. They came out on top in the second. And look, at the end of the day, Arsenal's near perfect record to the beginning of the season continues. Another game, more goals, another clean sheet, 2 goals from open play as well without set pieces. So less to be criticized today. And as Grey Wolf Dennis here says, was like men versus boys. I think definitely in the second half. It was like that. I think you can definitely see that. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. We're obviously going to take some calls on the show and get your views and get your opinions in. So it'd be great to hear from some of you right now. In before the rivals call it terrorist football. Listen, rivals only give Arsenal stick because they're scared and they're worried. And that's been the same for a very, very long time indeed. But as we've asked for before, get like buttons hit. Make sure you are subscribing. And a big shout out to our title sponsors today, NordVPN. You shouldn't be using the internet without protection. Using the internet without protection is akin to starting a football match with Andre Onana in goal, Bayern Der in goal. You're at risk any second of something going wrong. So sign up to NordVPN now. Make sure that you browse safely on the internet, protecting all of your data with over 6,000 encrypted servers worldwide provided to you via NordVPN. And the best part about it is you can use services such as Santander, which is not illegal streaming. You pay for it. All you need to do is change your geolocation to the Ukraine or somewhere across Eastern Europe. Moldova is where I often do it. And these are all the different leagues and sports that you have access to. So if you've got NordVPN, get yourself signed up to Setanta Sports. No more dodgy sticks, no more dodgy advertising, no more dodgy websites that often damage your computers. Get signed up now. You can scan the QR code on the screen or click the link that is in our live chat or description right about now. Saw Maradon in the comments there saying lucky win. No, I wouldn't call it a lucky win in that way, but some would. Some would call it a lucky win. Some wouldn't. We want to get your. That's why we want your views. That's why we want your opinions on this. But I wouldn't personally call it a lucky win. What today demonstrated is I don't want to hear the words pathway. I don't want to hear the words pathway anymore in football. I'm bored of it. I'm tired of it. I'm jaded. We can't sign X. What about the pathway of Y? We can't sign this new winger. What about the pathway of Y? What about the development of X if X, Y, and Z come in? We've got to stop this nonsense. Football fans in general, this isn't just Arsenal. This is football fans in general. We've got to stop this crazy BS. If you are good enough, you will play. if you have fight, determination, you have a little bit of passion. I know people hate the word passion in the modern day game. I'm not too sure why that hurts their feelings so much. Then fight for your position. And what Arsenal did today, it was a drab first half. No one is going to sit there and lie. No one's going to sit there and pretend that there was a lack of intensity. Arsenal weren't quite clicking. Maybe from around about minute 15 to minute 30, there were some decent attacks. I actually thought Gyökeres looked quite bright. Madueke, the whole game, was really running his fullbacks. There wasn't much joy, though. There was some injuries and some delays to the game, but it was a little stop-start and a lack of intensity. The atmosphere was very, very good from the Bilbao crowd as well. And it did appear that it could just be one of those games that Arsenal would have to either grind a win out from, or they would, go back, not with their tail between their legs, but might get nothing from, might only get a point from it, as an example, which opening Champions League game away from home in Spain is not the end of the world, if we're being brutally, brutally honest. But Arteta wanted more. And the reason why I start this by talking about pathways, the reason why I think that's such an important talking point is it's become fashionable in the last 5 to 6 years to not want your club to promote young talent or buy players if an individual you like plays in that position. And everybody talks about pathways, when what you've been missing is the idea of depth. And Arsenal won tonight. Yes, Mikel Arteta deserves praise for his substitutions. Why? I know Arsenal fans do. I certainly do it on my platforms. I criticize him for bad substitutions too late. So I'm not going to ignore the fact tonight that he made the right substitutions early enough in the game to make an impact. They were brilliant. And you saw Trossard, and for me, more so Martinelli, who got obviously a goal and an assist. So did Trossard, to be fair. But they came on with the bit between their teeth. They came on with a point to prove. And you've got to say well done to Martinelli. You've got to say fair play to you, young man. He came on and he took being dropped for Eze personally. And instead of crying, instead of boo-hooing, and Man United players take note, instead of running to his agent, to run to the Times newspaper, to run to the Sun newspaper, to run to TalkSport for Fabrizio Romano, is that his name? I thought I said his name wrong. Fabrizio Romano, Indy, Ornstein. He went, I'm going to get my head down at training. I'm going to work hard. And you better believe me, when I get an opportunity, I'm going to show you why I should be starting. And that, for me, is a sobering point. That, for me, as an outsider, I know this is going to trigger rivals when I use this word. So if you are easily offended, please put your fingers in your ears, push them in tight so you can hear nothing. That is scary because Arsenal's players want to fight to be in this team. They're not running off to the media. They're not crying, oh, I should be playing. This ain't fair. That's my place in the team. Arsenal don't have fanboy supporters that prefer players over their club running around starting internal fights. Arsenal fans are looking at it saying, come on in, let's have it. You lot, if your players are scrapping it out in training, fighting for places in the team, you're only going to deliver more on the football pitch. It's only going to happen. And that is what I saw tonight. A team, yes, the first half did lack an intensity. There was some elements missing, but you were away from home in Spain, and Athletic Club played well. There was a lack of intensity, but in the second half, I felt Arsenal up their game. But those substitutions from Mikel Arteta, take a bow. They were brilliant. Martinelli shines. You've got the game against Man City now on Sunday. You've got quite a lot of rest. Your team will probably fly home tonight because it's early. It's the early kickoff. Fly home from Spain tonight, sleep in their own beds, ready for recovery, and then prepping for that game. But what it does for Mikel Arteta now is a good headache. Do I keep Eze in the side? Do I reward Martinelli with a start? My personal view is keep Eze in the team. I almost feel with how poor by and large Martinelli had been, I'd almost be saying to him, listen, young man, take a breath. It was amazing. Do that again, and you're getting some starts. I'm sure they've got a great relationship where that can be said. And there's no insubordination at Arsenal anymore. My football club and a lot of our fan base that follows it, they hate anything like this. No, you should get a start straight away. We're all meritocracy. At some point, yes. But you want to make them fight for every inch on the pitch in training and then for those starting berths, because it's only going to impact your team this way. Liverpool are very similar. That's why they score so many late goals. City in their pomp under Pep, exactly the same. Arsenal under Wenger. Man United under Fergie. You just go through any brilliant, I'm using Premier League team because that's the league I follow predominantly. There was competition for places and fans never cared. It's only been the last 4 or 5 years it's become a thing. And I am going through a patch. Maybe it's old age. I'll be honest with you, where I'm pushing back against bullshit that's being invented now that fans are bringing up for the first time ever in football because it just can't be real. It can't be real. This pathway nonsense dies tonight. It's finished. Long live the king. Pathway nonsense, protecting your favorite players over your club. If you want, no disrespect, if you want certain sports, people prefer players over the club they play for or the team they play for. Go watch those sports. That's not football. That's not what we do. And that's fine that other sports do it, but we don't. You know, some people like serious plays. I like to go to the theatre, Terry, and watch a serious play. Great acting. Cool. Those types of people may not be into musicals. So don't put the songs in those plays. And if you do like those kind of plays and musicals, go to that part of the West End and watch it. Like, we don't need to keep mixing this stuff up. Do you know what I'm saying? If you want to stand a player over your club, go watch a different sport. In fact, go watch tennis, go watch athletics, go and watch the UFC, boxing, where you can literally stand a person and it's completely acceptable. Not in this game. You're finished out here. It's over for you. Martinelli and Mikel Arteta tonight just ended it. Deaded. Finished. Finito. It's like The Sopranos. It's over, baby. And it ain't coming back. What a great show. Do me a favor, please, and hit that like button and make sure you are subscribing. I want a few other Arsenal players I could speak about tonight. Look, I thought Madueke didn't have a great game in terms of production. I know he's going to get a lot of attention, but I like this kid. I like the way he fights, but does need better end product. I felt a bit sorry for Gyökeres tonight. The knock on the head maybe had an impact. I thought he started brightly, but then faded out of the game. Midfield did okay for Arsenal. There was a player that I wanted to speak about, and that's Mosquera. I wanted to give him a mention tonight because he may go under the radar with Trossard and Martinelli picking up all the plaudits. Sorry to swear, but who the fuck is he? Who is he? You know, you ever watch Scooby-Doo? And at the end, they pull the mask off. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Saliba under there. I wouldn't. How have Arsenal done this? Genuinely, how have Arsenal signed a player that most of us didn't know? And I know that most of us in this community didn't know who he was, because for the last 2 or 3 years, whenever centre-backs have been mentioned, his name never came up. And do you know why I'd remember it? Because it's the very obscure name. It's not an everyday name. It's not like his name was Garcia and I could be, 1,000 Garcias. It wasn't like his name was Smith, where it kind of blends in to the background. It's Mosquera. You can't mistake that. Nobody really was talking. A couple of you might go, I was. Hello. Yeah, a handful of you. What a player. What a player Arsenal have signed there. Genuinely. Just to fit in that quickly. Now, some players take time to settle, and we shouldn't write football players off first game, first week, first month, first year sometimes in English football. But to look this good, this comfortable, so quickly into his Arsenal career, what a phenomenal find. What a phenomenal find. To the point now where I can't speak for Arsenal fans, but I'm going to tell you what I see when he plays, is I don't see a single gooner worried. Where even with Kivior last year, when he came in for Gabriel, he did quite well. But I remember the streams, I remember the tweets, I remember I'm a bit worried. I don't think a single Arsenal fan is worried at all. Now, of course, they want Saliba back and they want him fit, and they'd love Saliba to sign a new deal. But you got a very good player there, and you can see it day dot. Composed, great positioning, strength, good quality speed, great at marking, built for the Premier League, every bit. I mean, you could say a Saliba replacement if he leaves. The man is good enough to bench Saliba. I'm telling you, he is. Don't be offended, Gooners. He's good enough to. Maybe not today, but in time, as he plays more at the highest level. What a young player. I thought I'd give him a shout out as well because I thought he deserved it. But do me a favor, please, and hit the like button. Get yourself subscribing to the Football Terrace and, of course, my personal channel, Terry Flewers TV. Go and get that done right now, please, people. Now, before I bring out my panel, because I know the only thing about these early games is they overlap into the next matches, but we're here, we're talking, we're doing it. We've got to do these super chats here. This is competition Martinelli needs to realize. I think Martinelli does realize it. I don't think Martinelli's got any problem with it at all. I think Martinelli has come on and demonstrated today that he wants to do well for the team. He's not in the side, but he'll fight for it. And I think that's nothing but a positive for Arsenal. Sub in was okay, but sub out was again a problem. Madueke and Moreno looked tired before the 60th minute. Yet played 90. Some things just seem invisible to him. Fair. I mean, that's fair criticism, I suppose. I didn't see them as looking tired, personally. I would have liked to have seen Dalman come on, especially when you went 2-0 up, but then it was only a few minutes left. I would say this, though. Bilbao were good tonight, and they attacked well, and they were able to open up space. They were able to get into good territories on the pitch. Maybe that was part of his thinking. Timber applies attacking pressure, underrated. Yeah, Timber was very, very good tonight. Santander Sport don't work anymore. That ain't true. Now I've just said that. I'm gonna have to go and prove it, aren't I? But I've just opened it without turning my VPN on, so I bet I'm gonna mess it up now that I've done it. I have to turn my phone on and off. It definitely does work because I use it every week. I put pictures up every week when I'm watching it, so it most certainly does work. I'll get it done in a second. But if it doesn't work for you, clear your cookies out, my friend. Hit the like button in the chat. Yes, thank you for encouraging everybody to get the like button hit for us. That's very, very important to the channel indeed. So thank you very much, my friend. Martinelli off the ball runs and central carries are unbelievable. So dangerous. But his one-on-one dribbling is horrific. Needs to be more central. That was interesting, though. His finish tonight wasn't that great. He kind of hit it under the goalkeeper a bit. Maybe he should have put it. It went in, so you can't say it's not great when it went in, but you get my point. But it was his second touch, because the first touch, the ball kind of goes behind him, and his second touch was so brilliant. If he slightly overhits that, it's going to run through to the goalkeeper. If he doesn't get enough on it, by the time he gets a third touch, the centre back's got back. That touch was amazing, but that's maybe where he is at his absolute best. But I also thought the second goal, he's not really a dribbler, and I don't want to diminish what he does, but it's sort of tap and run. It's like knock the ball past the opponent and run, and that maybe again you could find he's a better player from the bench, especially if the other team's trying to score or if you're already leading, because there's a bit more space for him to knock the ball into and run. When you're making a team sit back, and they've got 10, 11 men behind the ball, it is really, really hard for him to knock that ball past them and run onto it, because he doesn't dribble like Elise does, like Eze does, like Dalman does, like Madueke. It's more Rashford-esque, which is knock the ball past an opponent and run. So you need a little bit more space for that kind of football. Kenny E here says 2 open play goals from Stoke FC. Just 1 goal conceded in 4 games. Well, 1 goal conceded in 5 games. 4 Premier League matches and a Champions League game. It's very, very good. It's very, very good indeed. And if Arsenal can maintain this superiority at the back, and by the way, 2 tough games as well. 1 away at Liverpool, 1 away at United. And from open play and from set pieces outside of a wonderful free kick, which is a direct shot at goal, no goals in 5 games. Is very, very good going. It's not being discussed by the media because why would they? That means praising Arsenal. Right, it's time to bring the panel on now to have their say on the show. And if you could be so kind, if you haven't done so yet, get that like button smashed for us, people. Let's get past 1,000 likes whilst we are live. Who we got on the show? We got Anton. By the way, I'll let you all know about Anton. Anton! So in the group chat that we have with some of the Terrace guys, when Martinelli came on, I'm going to paraphrase what he said and exaggerate it a little bit as well. He was basically like, for fuck's sake, why is Martinelli coming on? What a crap substitution. He wrote it and we all sort of read it. Oh, okay. Whilst reading it, he scored. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So don't let him gas it up. Let him know he's a fraud. Let him know he's a fraud when he comes on, please, people. Right, let me move this out the way. Let me move myself over to the side. Is it this one? Yes, it is. And let me bring everybody out. So we've got Trimless, Shannon, Seb, Anton, Jason, and Ash with us here. I'm not too sure where Shannon is, but if he comes in, we'll bring him in. Trimless, I'm gonna come to you first, bro. Really important away win, clean sheet, 2 goals from your subs. Talk to me, bro. Break it down.
Yeah, man. Obviously, we've gone out to the Basque area. We had a task to do, had a challenge to do. I think majority of people thought we was going to win, be a comfortable game. Bilbao, not the greatest of teams at the moment, so we did kind of expect to go out with a win. But obviously, you gotta get the job done. It's not about just expecting. We did that eventually with the subs, the super subs. I know obviously everyone's going to want to get into that, chop up that. But in terms of the game at the start beforehand, was slightly disappointing. I was a bit disappointed with the tempo in terms of going to that game. But I understand, going away, you want to control things, how we do. Personally, me, I didn't want to see Zubimendi and Rice playing. I thought I was a bit too defensive going there. People might have their opinions, cool, because it's away in the Champions League. I get that, but Bilbao and they're piss poor, like my language. So I just thought we could have maybe capitalized there and been a bit more in that sense, and just speeding up the tempo a bit. It's just a bit what we're used to seeing now. So at the same time, I kind of expected it from Arteta. As you just been raving about Mascara, man, yeah, no, for real, it's a breath of fresh air that we can actually see Saliba come off and not see Holding come on. Imagine if we had Mascara in that season, like, bro, it's different end product, and like his passing range is fine, like he's composed, and it's good to see, man. It's really good to see. So obviously, I got hailed Don Berta for that shout out there, and then Martinelli, I know he's been getting a lot of stick. He came out the other day and said some questionable things. But fair enough. He's coming. He's responded in it. That's what we want. I don't want players talking in it. I want them to come out and do something with their feet.
On the pitch, yeah.
And he's done that in it. So it was positive to see. It was a nice touch. To be fair, like, when obviously Trossard's flicked it to him, and then I'm thinking Martinelli, the IQ sometimes isn't always on par in it. So I didn't know how he was going to handle that situation there. But it was a nice little quick flick to keep the momentum going with the ball, get forward, and got a bit jammy with the shot. But let me positive in it. It was good. But it is good to see that we can get players off the bench at impact games. It's been a while that we've had subs that can come on and really influence the game. Eze today, not the best of showings for him, but again, I'm not one to see him out wide. Don't think that's where he is. And I thought even today, when we had the subs come on, I thought, okay, Trossard's come on. Maybe you can put Trossard on the left, dash Eze in the middle, let Eze just be himself and just, be a bit more expressive in the game, because I just feel like he's going to do his thing. He loves the club. He's going to work hard there. But if you ask Eze, does he want to play left wing or cam? We kind of know what he's going to say, in my opinion. Madueke, again, I've said this, like, yes, he's amazing at driving at people, but when it comes to the end product, it's still questionable. He's using his left foot outside of the foot when you could use his right foot. Okay, cool. There wasn't a clear person there. I hear it, but why are you doing little dinks instead of just trying to just whip it in? Because, bro, defenders hate it when you whip it in hard, bro. You have to think fast. It's harder to deal with. You can jump an own goal, but when you're doing those little crap dinks for the keeper could have built a zoot and then caught it. Like, it's not effective.
That one where he goes with the outside of his foot. If he drills that with his right foot across the face of the goal, it's probably a goal there. No doubt about that whatsoever, man. But I suppose, listen, you're all Arsenal fans. It means more to you than it does to any one of us. But of course, that first game away in Spain, clean sheet, 2 goals, probably Trimless. You couldn't ask for much more. If someone offered that to you this morning, you'd probably take it, right?
No, 100%. Obviously, yesterday I predicted 6-0, innit? So it was a Champions League away evening night with Arsenal, innit? Usually we do our business, innit? So I was optimistic. It's still, of course, positive. I'm happy to see clean sheet again, and we keep moving in it. But obviously, I'm just, objectifying the game and breaking it down in terms of how we started. That's what I'm doing.
I hear you, bro.
I'm done to get on me in it, bro. I'm on your side.
What, Ash? What you saying, mate? I mean, look, it was a slow first half. I think very little going on, injuries. It was just one of those weird first halves. It kind of you sort of get to 45 minutes and you think, really, what? Both teams, by the way. But the second half seemed a lot better. There was more attacking impetus, more intensity. And the subs, I know that you're someone, if I remember correctly, has criticised your manager's subs before around not being early enough, not being direct enough. What did you make of that aspect of the game tonight, Ash?
Yeah, I think the start was kind of predictable when he went with that midfield. I've never seen that midfield work before. I don't know why he keeps insisting on it. To be honest, like Moreno is a very, very good goal threat. Don't get me wrong, but I think we have to change the way we build and the way we play if we want to use him in that kind of way. But yeah, look, I've said before, I think we have the best squad depth in the league. I think we have one of the best squad depths in the world, in fact, in Europe. So at least, so and it's clearly seen here, like the fact that we have two wingers who obviously we were criticizing a lot last season and deservedly so. I don't think either one of them is good enough to start, but as impact subs, they've always been very good impact subs, and to come on and change the game that way. And the stuff again, this is what competition does. The stuff that Martinelli was doing, trying to the way he was taking on his man and putting his head up and waiting for the pass and making the right choices. These were things he wasn't doing when he was starting. I think he got a bit too comfortable and complacent when he was the only starting left winger, and I think now he knows obviously Eze has taken over that spot. So it's amazing to see that we can have this kind of squad depth and bring players who will change the game. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was never worried, and I'm not even saying this out of arrogance. I know hindsight is 2020, but I was never worried. Like even at 70 minutes, I think when it was 0-0, I was like, bruh, like with the players we have who'll come on and all, I think we'll eventually score. And glad to see Martinelli took that chance well. Yeah, Mosquera, like I hear you, man. I watched Barcelona a lot, and I remember him getting slapped up 5-0 last season against Barca, and he didn't have the greatest game. So when that was the only 1 or 2 times I've watched him, and I was like, when we got linked with him, I was like, is he really that worth it? But man, honestly, it doesn't feel like Saliba's out. Like I think that's an injury that would have impacted us tremendously before. This guy is incredible. I just hope we didn't get him to prepare for a situation when Saliba leaves. I genuinely hope Saliba signs that contract, because squad depth. If we are praising our team for the squad depth we have, then we need to keep those players. But yeah, amazing result as a start.
Yeah, no, I listen. I agree. I think we live in a bit of a world now where people are not satisfied unless a game is 5, 6, 7-0. Where I grew up my whole life. If you went away, if every away Champions League game you're winning 2-0, no one ever complained. It was always just you go work the next day, you got to school, and it was like, yeah, we got the job done last night. I hear you, Seb. From your point of view, what were the positive points for you tonight? What really stood out to you as a from a positive angle to do with Arsenal?
I think we were fairly comfortable, let's be honest, in defence. We've got obviously Saliba out, no problem really at all. I didn't really feel threatened. And then I think just the squad depth there is just incredible. Like you can change 2 of your front line. To be honest, I was sat there complaining that Gyökeres came off. I was like, what's he doing? We've got 20, 30 minutes left. We need a goal. But clearly I was proved wrong. I think it goes to show that Arteta does know what he's doing, because everyone in the group chat was complaining about that decision. But I thought it was just a solid display. Everyone says when Liverpool aren't at it and they win, it's champions material. We weren't at our best today, but we still comfortably won 2-0. So no complaints from me. The only complaint I've got is Villarreal's goalkeeper against Spurs had an absolute mare, if anyone's watching that. But
yeah, I just see it.
He just spilled it into his own net, which is incredible. But so Tottenham's had a gift. But Arsenal, yeah, it was good. I thought it was comfortable, really. I wasn't really uncomfortable at any point. That's what's good. We're going away in the Champions League now, and we're looking. I remember when I was a teenager going away to Monaco, losing 2-0, games like that. So now the fact that we've got to a place where we can go away to a big team in Spain, they're in the top 4 in Spain, and we're winning comfortably. It's a great position. Yeah, overall, very happy with the performance. Shows our squad depth, and yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. 3 points first game. That's all you can ask for.
Now, speaking of complaining, Jason, you do a lot of complaining, and
what did I do? I didn't do anything.
And you're entitled to it, brother. You know that. We know we love
you.
Right,
it's all right. I do have some complaints, though. It's all right. I got some receipts.
Okay, I mean you probably have. You probably have. But look, 1 goal conceded, and that was from a free kick in 5 games. 3 wins from 4 in the Prem. A win in the opening Champions League game. I mean, could you have asked for a much better start to the campaign and Champions League than what you've had?
100%. I can't really say much, because with the defense that we have is solid. Like Mosquera coming in is kind of for Saliba. I was expecting the worst. I'm just like, who is this guy? And then when he pulled out performances against Liverpool, I'm like, this guy is a player. I'm telling you, this guy is a player, rock solid. He keep on proving me wrong. He keep on getting better as the games go by. And today he was amazing. He was immense. And the likes of Timber as well. Yeah, he was my man of the match, actually. He was a beast. He's an absolute tank. And you know what? It's good to see, you know, we have that solid defense and a solid foundation where, you know what, I don't have to worry where when teams attack. And it's good to see. It's something different. And however, I would like to say, you know, sometimes in the midfield kind of worried me today. The midfield was a bit worrying. That's one of the key issues that I have. Is one of those things where, like, you know, is he actually putting players in the right position? Where, I mean, Eze could have played centrally as well a little bit, and maybe we could have took Marina out the side, and we could have put, like, you know, Rice and Zubamini double pivot, something like that, something kind of different, and we can just go for it. But at the end of the day, it's a typical away performance that,
yeah,
you know, it seems boring, but at the end of the day, we got the result. I think the first Champions League game, the results that matters. That's the thing. And the subs. And I feel like, you know, with Martinelli, as much as I criticize him a lot, like, I don't think he's a left winger, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he should be played centrally. Like someone to come from the bench, you know, impact the game. He did the same thing, even in the Champions League last season and the season before that against, like, Spanish teams. He did well, one-on-one situations, counter-attacking player. Like, who do we have that is kind of like, you know, coming out of the breaks? I mean, obviously, we have Madueke, we have Martinelli, the players that have pace. But yeah, it's good to see, to be honest. Good, big 3 points anyway. So it's big 3 points, and we should be doing better. That's the thing. We should be doing better, but we got the job done. That's all I can say.
I hear that. Anton, you fraud. You, in the group chat, you complained, you cried, you moaned, you kicked off. You basically said sack Arteta when he brought on Martinelli. Now, I'm exaggerating, people. I'm exaggerating. That aside, right? Because you don't need to address that, really. That aside, was your claim proven tonight that you have the best squad depth in Europe?
Yeah, I'd double and triple down on that. Like, and by the way, big up Ash, because he just nonchalantly said it. Like, you know, so now I've got confirmation that my statement is not ridiculous, like everybody is making it out to be. And yeah, I think we have the best squad depth in Europe. Like, the ability for us to literally, as panel members have said, as Seb was saying as well, for us to be able to switch like almost our entire front line, or like, and bring on Martinelli and Trossard, who were literally very vital key players for Arsenal in the past. And for me to be able to, like, be upset with bringing on a former starting left winger who's got pace says a lot about how good our depth is. I think this is unmatched, like the depth we've had. We've gone from having kids who will never ever put an Arsenal shirt on the bench in Champions League nights to having basically our former starters all on the bench. Like, the teams in the Champions League, the teams in the Premier League should be scared. And I'm telling you this right now. And I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna overreact because it's the Champions League and you only beat Bilbao, whatever." That's not the idea of who we were playing. It's the idea of what we have in our arsenal, so to say. And Liverpool doesn't have it. I'm just going to tell you right now, Liverpool does not have it. You might love the sexy names, you might love the Isaks, the Salahs, whatever. But throughout an entire campaign, when you have to play midweek, Champions League, Premier League matches, cups, that takes a toll. And Arsenal are prepared to do that. I'm not quite sure if Liverpool is prepared to do that. So I'm happy for them to be called the so-called favorites and take all the pressure off of us. But at the end of the day, this team is getting the job done. I swear to God.
Listen, you've said it. It's a big claim. I mean, it is a fantastic squad, and it's a squad that we'll talk about this earlier. If I'm being honest with you, there's only maybe 3 teams in the Champions League that I would put a bet on winning the Champions League ahead of you, and that might be Liverpool, Barcelona, and maybe Real Madrid. PSG, I wouldn't, based on the fact that they won it last year, and only once in the last 45 years has the team retained it. So I'm going on probability that there's more teams that have won it for the first time than have retained it in my lifetime. Therefore, I'd predict out of all the good teams. So you're there or thereabouts, and you've got a really, really good chance. And I think the substitutions tonight are kind of proof of that. The Guna here says, why is everyone so serious? We just won 2-0, right? That 2 away. I will be honest with you. Some of you, man, like, are always so depressed when your team wins. Maybe it's because you're so used to winning nowadays. I don't know what it is.
You know what it is, Terry?
Go on.
Standard has been set. And we know if Arsenal fans all come out here and we all start celebrating, people are going to say, you just beat Bilbao. And it's like now when we're saying, you know what, this is what we're supposed to do, guys are saying, cheer up. Nobody here is upset. I just think everyone here expected the team to win, and it was a very difficult game. There was people getting their head bandaged, blood. You seen blood. You seen people fighting. I thought people were going to get injured. I thought someone was going to get sent off. This was the kind of game you could say in one hand it was boring, but in the other hand we kind of know who we are, and we should win these games. And we made it a little bit more difficult than it had to be. But at the end of the day, squad depth got us through it. And Terry, not every game are we going to celebrate like crazy. And even if we win 5-0 versus Man City or something, we're not allowed to celebrate, remember?
I understand your stance. I do. Hang on a minute.
Remember when we beat Man City 5-1 at the Emirates? We weren't allowed to celebrate.
Sorry. So a player was laying on the ground holding his chest. I thought it was something sinister, but he got run into. It wasn't just involuntary falling down. Oh, thank God. I panicked then. I thought somebody was having a heart attack on the pitch the way it looks, but he got run into. I think he's okay. But no, I hear you. My view, based on what you've said, and I'm not saying every man on here feels that way. I wouldn't give a damn what anyone said. I just mean, I don't expect you guys to be having a party, by the way. That isn't it. I just, maybe a few more smiles. Like Anton.
To be fair, I was singing in my living room, but my fiance told me off. So you know, I had to stop.
Kick her out then.
Kick her out in the group chat.
I was happy for Trossard and Martinelli. I think Trossard, it's underrated how much of a professional he is, because he is basically told you are a certified bench player, and he doesn't care. He's just like, I will come in and make a difference every time I need to come in and make a difference. And when he does start, sometimes he looks good, sometimes he doesn't look good. But now he's like far down the pecking order. And for him to be
I wouldn't say he doesn't care, though. He got an extra £50,000 a week.
It doesn't faze him when he comes on. You can see automatically he's like, I'm a professional.
I get you.
There's some people who sulk. You see them, they're not training as well. You hear concerns. To me, it just sounds like everyone seems to be ready for the challenge, even if you're a starter or if you're a bench player. And Martinelli, I've not seen him take the ball under control while he's losing control of the ball like that ever. I know he did it versus Real Madrid, but for him to get control of the ball while it was in the air, head it down, keep control of it, get the shot on goal and get the goal. Although there was a referee error, I'll take it. I'm happy.
I hear that.
I will give credit to Arteta and on this, to be honest. As much as I criticize him,
masterclass? Can you say it?
Not even the masterclass. I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about like how he over the last few years, like you don't hear a lot of issues with the Arsenal players. You don't hear them complaining. You don't hear a lot of stuff going to the media that, oh, they're unprofessional. Someone is not happy. Someone is like causing an issue. Like you can say he's like running like a tight ship, but the reality is like the fact that he's got everyone so drilled and disciplined that way, and they're willing to compete. In some other clubs, this could have caused a lot of problems. So it's good to see.
Yeah, just say it. Just say Man United. Just say it. All right, get it said. Definitely.
I think Arteta is very personable, and he's able to get everyone on side with his personality and the way that he speaks.
It's that, but it's more than that, because he couldn't get the bad guys on side that he inherited. It's because he laid the law down and your club backed him, and anytime someone stood up against him, whether Arteta has been right or wrong, they've backed Arteta. We don't know whether he's been right or wrong, but they've backed Arteta, and that is how you make people stay in line. Like hierarchy is important in many, many aspects of life. You know, you have to. Well, it started with Jose. It didn't matter that I wanted Pogba to stay. As soon as we started backing the players over the managers, it's just had a knock-on effect. And there's times when our fans agree with it. Like right now, there are loads of fans that hate Amorim. And if the players are like, we hate the system, instead of saying, shut your mouths, get down and work hard, they go, we agree with you guys. Freedom. We want you to... And it's just ridiculous. They're talking like these players are actual like minors that are being mistreated and underpaid. It's like, fuck off, man. It's ridiculous. I've got a few super chats here before the go to rest of you. Egal, if you stop smiling, then all we are left with is Standards FC. We don't want that.
Hey, I'm just saying, it wasn't the best performance. I'm not going to sit here and start lying, you know?
I get, yeah. Otherwise, people might call you. Someone in the comments is calling one of us here a paid actor. Oh, okay. Yeah. I wish I was paid. Yeah. The other day I got accused of buying bots. Yeah, I'm a paid actor who spends all the money on bots to get the views on the channel that I'm paid to act on. I don't fucking, the accusations are bad. I don't know where this stuff comes from, but it's okay. Cheers, peeps. What did the commentator say have against Eze? He said he did nothing against Forest. Really seemed like he had a narrative ready to go. Look, Ali McCoy doesn't really do narratives. I think Ali McCoy was saying he wants to see him play centrally as opposed to out on the wing. But I thought Eze was pretty. We didn't do that against Forest. He definitely set a goal up.
Yeah,
he set up a goal Gyökeres, yeah. But his first half wasn't that great. Yeah.
Henry here says, "Trust Arsenal fans to moan even after an away win in their first Champions League match. Truly unmatched in misery."
Nobody
But
moans,
who
bro.
moaned,
Analyze, bro.
Yeah, nobody's moaning.
Nobody moans, bro. What, you can't analyze, you can't break down a game, my guy.
No, I agree. I don't
They,
think. I
they
don't
want
think
us.
the guys.
They want us to sit here and say we're going to win the Champions League after a 2-0 win at Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah, part of it is that. Part of it is definitely that.
They're
be
saying
honest-
we're moaning, and Brandon hasn't even spoken yet. So just wait.
He ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, Brandon's got his coat on. He's in such a bad mood. He's freezing. He's freezing. Hang on a minute. Madrid might go 1-0 down. They have. Madrid have conceded.
I swear.
Hey,
Aubameyang.
Hey. It wasn't. It wasn't. Not Greenwood. I don't know who scored. I think Greenwood set it up, to be fair, but I'm not celebrating that because I can't celebrate him.
Apparently.
I'm not celebrating it. I said like 1-0 De Zerbi, man. People underrate that guy.
Yeah, it was Greenwood. It was
Greenwood
Greenwood.
set it up. Hang on. Oh, Villarreal should have scored as well. Villarreal should have scored. Should have scored.
Hey, you know one thing I will say, Terry? It's nice to see all the Arsenal fans happy.
Yeah. Listen, I'm on loan at Arsenal this season, so I'm enjoying it, man, because I need some joy somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm out on loan.
You've been on loan at us for the last 4 seasons, Tal. Don't lie.
This is true. Yeah, but I go back every summer in hope that I get a starting berth at United, and they never pick me. So I'm like, no, I prefer it over here right now. It's grim in Manchester, bro. It's grim.
Hey, this is nice. I remember you fighting fans like what was it? I can't remember his name. Somali guy who that's Man United fan for going on loan at PSG. You used to fight him about that.
Yeah, but I'm actually just joking. He was serious. He actually is a PSG fan now. No, he's not. He's a Newcastle fan now. Yeah, I'm actually just joking. I'm just joking. Berta should get praise. Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, Jesus, Saliba injured, and still Martinelli and Trossard start on the bench. Great squad. Brandon, do you see that as a big difference between last season and this season, that you just have such good strength in depth now?
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody said it perfectly. Squad depth won us that game tonight. Let's just be honest about it. Squad depth won us that game tonight. If Martinelli and Trossard don't come on the pitch, maybe we don't score. So, I mean, the performance weren't the greatest, but I'm not going to sit here and complain because it's all about the result, really. At this early stage, that's what it is all about. You know, even in the Premier League, as long as we keep winning, I don't care what the performances look like. But what gives me a bit more confidence this season is we have the depth there and the quality in depth that we can actually win games in spite of our manager. And now let me elaborate on that a little bit, right? Because I think you all know that from my personal opinion that Mikel Arteta is very safe, very one-dimensional. I think we've seen that in the opening games this season. I don't expect him to really change that too much. However, if our depth and our strength in depth is going to continue to win us games, I don't really care. Like the super chat said, we've got no Saka, we've got no Odegaard, we've got no Havertz, we've got no Jesus, no Saliba. You know, them 5 injuries alone would have killed us last season. But the fact that we've now got these players that are coming in for them and they're showing up and they're stepping up to the same sort of level of quality, not quite the same level of quality, but they're there or thereabouts. And then we've also still got these players to come off the bench as well. You know, it shows what a good job that we have done in the summer. And maybe somebody like myself maybe underrated our summer a little bit. But I'd also like to see how that comes to fruition later on in the season when it really matters. And hopefully it will. You know, I'm hanging my hat on this. You know, Man City, when they used to go and win league titles, they never really started a ridiculous pace. They'd sort of, you know, start slowly, gradually work their way up, and then, you know, come January, February sort of time, that's when you'd see the best of Manchester City. And I'm hoping that's going to be the same case for Arsenal. But yeah, like I say, not a great performance tonight. Don't care. 3 points on the board. You know, 2-0 away win. We've kept clean sheets in all of our games apart from obviously the Liverpool game. I think it's all of our games. Yeah, all of our games apart from the Liverpool game. So, you know, what more do you want? We've got the quality in front of goal now. We're scoring goals. Yes, we're a bit defensive. Yes, I'd like to see us expand a bit more and be a bit more attacking and maybe score a few more goals. But if we continue winning games, who am I to complain? I don't care.
Yeah, I think you can take a performance like this with a 2-0 win when it isn't every week. And even the goal you conceded against Liverpool, let's be fair, it was an absolute worldie of a free kick that no goalkeeper in the world, maybe Donnarumma with those fucking big arms, would say that's it. So it's not much. You can't really complain about that side too much. D King here says, life after Edu is phenomenal. Edu let us all down. Yeah, he let all of us down last season, man. Even us loanees, man, let us all down. Shout out to Mascara. I had doubts, but he has done well in 3 games. He came in as a backup for Saliba. He looks solid. He looks like a first. The speed of which he just is settled into English football is phenomenal. It doesn't happen. Oh, that's a penalty to Madrid. Not Vinicius Jr. Rodrigo got it. Trossard has 52 GA in 2.5 seasons and mostly as a sub. Only Saka with 71 has more. Mad how completely under the radar this stat has gone, even amongst fans. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Rocky here. Big up Rocky. Same name as my dog. That's a good name, by the way. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't give my dog a bad name. I'm getting another dog soon. I'll call him Apollo. Rocky and Apollo. If you don't know, you don't know. Be honest, if Liverpool had Salah, Van Dijk injured, how many games would they win like having no Saliba, Saka and Havertz? Good question. It's a good question.
Well, it's going well until you said Havertz, but yeah, I hear it.
I get to it. Already done that one there. Why is Arteta? Oh, here we go. It is a bit of negativity. I'm joking, by the way. Why is Arteta obsessed with one weird position every season? Last year he was obsessed with Partey at right back. This year it's Moreno in the 10.
You have a point.
Yeah, he does have a
point. Yeah, he has. Well, do you know? I would say he has a point. However, if you watched Moreno for Spain when he scored his hat-trick, he was playing in a similar sort of position. I think what doesn't help Moreno playing in this position for Arsenal is that we don't move the ball quick enough. And it is very robotic, not very off-the-cuff sort of thing. Whereas with Spain, they move the ball 1 touch, 2 touch. And I think if Arsenal was to do that, you'd probably see a bit more better performances from Moreno in that position.
And it's not just that. Spain play with Pedri as well in the middle, who can create, who can carry the ball. We don't have that. If you're playing Moreno as the 10, you need to have another, like an Eze or someone playing with him in the midfield. You cannot play with
they don't play
2
Moreno
DMs.
as a 10.
They play him as an advanced 8. They play him as an advanced 8.
That's the issue. They use him almost like he's another right winger. I don't see him central. I see him more closer to the right wing. If he's more in that half space in between the middle and the right. So if he was actually going to play as a 10, have Declan Rice and Zubimendi behind him, and then actually have him drifting in the middle. If you really want to play him as a 10, but we don't play him as a 10. The way we play our players, Declan Rice is 1-8 on the other side, and he's another 8 on the other side. And what happens is there's too many players in the same area. You see him, Timber, and Madueke in the exact same area. If we're going to actually play with a 10 and we want our 10 to score goals and have more space, you have to then go with a midfield pivot and then a 10 in front of him, because then it will give you the freedom to drift both sides. And that's how he played in Spain. When he was in Spain, he picked up the ball majority of the times in the middle, goal right in front of him. Where for Arsenal, he's picking up the ball closer to the corner than he is the actual middle.
Yeah, but this is a system problem, though, isn't it, Egal? Because we see the same thing from Odegaard. He predominantly plays out on the right. He should be able to drift across the pitch, and he doesn't. So
no. But that's 100%. It's on Arteta. He needs to play our 10s in the actual middle rather than he needs to transform the team from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1. Now that you
or
have
a 4-1-4-1, yeah, to a
now that you have
4-2-3-1.
Now that you have Eze and you have Saka and Madueke, you have guys who can interchange so much. Why not play your 10 as a player who can switch with the winger and play in the middle? Have Eze sometimes switch with the winger. Have Saka sometimes switch with the middle, and you will then have a more fluid system.
No, it's good. It's good to have squad depth. Like I can say that it's good. I'm happy with the squad depth, but it's all about how he actually utilizes it and how he actually gets the best out of Gyökeres. Because today, I saw Gyökeres, he's getting into good positions, but at the end of the day, it's all about creating the service for him. It's one of those things where we need to move the ball really quickly, and we need to have that players in the right positions, and you need to utilize it. You need to utilize the system even more. Like
Can I make a point on that, though, by the way? Because I've noticed, like, Madueke is a bit, like, as great as his performances have been, his end product is a bit meh. So I think once Saka comes back in on the right-hand side, you got Saka and Eze, who are a lot more quick and decisive in, like, their distribution. I think that Gyökeres will feed off that once we have that in place. I think for now, he's still not being seen in specific attacking areas, and he's still positionally in the right places. I don't know.
I think the other positive with Gyökeres as well is even those we've barely created for him, he's still scored 3 goals in the opening 5 games.
He has
so what happens when we start to create chances for him?
In the Premier League, he has a 50% conversion rate. Ekitike is like 33. Holland is 26. He literally has 6 shots, 3 goals. Like, we just need to make sure we're putting him.
Yeah, you got to just create more chances for him. Create more chances for him. He's going to score goals. He really is. Because he's phenomenal. And I don't know if the head injury impacted him today, because I feel like he kind of died down after that. I thought he looked quite lively today. There was some, because Bilbao were attacking as well, which I thought was interesting for Arsenal, because there was actually space in the channels for your wingers and your strikers for the ball to be fed into, which isn't normally there in the Premier League for you, which it will be against City this weekend. So it's going to be a very interesting game. But the nice thing is for you guys, you can sit down now, enjoy tonight, tomorrow, Thursday's Champions League football, and look forward to that game with no stress and no worries. And you get an extra, couple of days rest. Then I think City play Thursday, right?
Yeah.
You get an extra couple of days rest and preparation, which is great. You get to sleep in your own beds tonight, which I think's not you, Seven. You Seven probably, hopefully you will. Do you know what I mean? Unless you get lucky on a night out, but yeah.
When's United playing, Tel?
I don't care. I don't know. I don't care.
I think Terry's happy they don't have to watch more United games.
I said FA Cup starts in January, innit?
I said this on my stream earlier today. I was like, the great thing about this midweek European fixtures is there's one guarantee that Man United don't lose. So it's positive. I honestly, right now with football, I'm happy when Man United don't play. I feel so much happier when we're not playing football, because we can just talk. I can just watch and enjoy the game without being pissed off. It's horrible right now, but
there's no fear of missing out, yeah?
No FOMO. I've got the opposite of FOMO. It's what is it? It's I nearly called it happiness of missing out. I don't know. So it's not. What's the other one? There is a different. What's the opposite to FOMO? Yeah,
we'll keep homo, bro. We'll keep homo. I like that.
I got homo.
Let me ask you this though, Tel. Is that the same? Is that just because it's European football, or do you feel the same about the League Cup as well?
If Man United got banned from football for a year, I'd be so happy. I mean, I kind of hope, I'm happy to take City's punishment for 115. I'm happy to take it, and we'll take it, and we'll spend a year out of football or whatever. Yeah, I'm well up for that, bruv. I'm well happy. Oh yeah, it's Romo. Yeah, relief of missing out. Homo sounds much better, though, doesn't it? Because you know the like insecure men.
Sorry, Terry, it's taken.
All the insecure men wouldn't like it. That's what I like. Is what's all the insecure men get all freaked out. But there we go. Look, fuck around, fuck. What is it? Yeah, fuck around, find out. Yeah, it's I like that as well. Listen, I want to thank everyone who's tuned into the show, all the super chatters, everyone who's hit the like button. Remember to go check out Santander. And by the way, it does work on the phone with the VPN. That's right now, as you can see, and that's everything that's going on. There's all the different sports that are available. So scan the QR code or click the link to sign up to NordVPN right now, and then get yourselves joining Santander. All the football, all the sport is on there and available. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Peace.